Hello everybody and welcome to this week's Demonologist UK live stream here on the HAPRC network. This week we're talking paranormal FAQs, frequently asked questions that I get asked a lot. There's a dual reason for this that I'm doing the video tonight, and I'll get to that soon. But firstly, just remember we are still raising money for the National Autistic Society. If you do want to donate, head over to the Facebook page. It says in the ticker at the bottom underneath me, just there, see scrolling down the bottom there, facebook.com/the Demonologist UK. Head over to the GoFundMe. 100% of those donations go straight to the National Autistic Society. Now also, for everybody that's been waiting for merch, I might have some good news. Hopefully the new merch should be coming out soon. It'll be starting off with the t-shirts that say it wasn't me, it was the demons, with my little logo underneath. So we are going to be doing that soon. Now tonight, like I said, we're doing FAQs, frequently asked questions about the paranormal with our mystery guest. So the dual purpose for this video is because I get asked these questions a lot. I wanted to give over my point of view along with the mystery guest point of view. And if anybody asks, I can just sort of go, pop over to this video, have a watch, and it's all there. Now, tonight's mystery guest, you might not know him, but here's a couple of clues for you. Some say about our mystery guest tonight that the film The Exorcist was actually based on his 11th birthday party. It's a true story. Also, some people also say that he met Satan himself at a community watch meeting and he gave him a Chinese burn. Can you guess who it is yet? I'll let you have a little guess. Let's get him on. How you doing, mate?
Why have I suddenly become like the Stig of the paranormal world?
Oh, mate, honestly, I had some absolutely brilliant ones lined up, but I just totally forgot them when I first started talking about it.
It's going to be like every time I come on now, isn't it?
I was going to do one like something that said like he actually was John Dee's first ever barber. So tonight we're doing paranormal frequently asked questions. I've got a few lined up. This is probably part one of, I'm going to go for about a 4-parter on this because I have like people asking questions all the time about these questions, these frequently asked stuff. But first of all, let's have a little roll call. Out to Kevin, Vincent, locked in. Out to Louise. How you doing, Louisa?
Hello.
Out to Anisadora as well, and out to everybody locking in. I mean, we're going to be talking paranormal FAQs tonight. I've got a few lined up. So it's just basically questions that I get asked all the time, either on Facebook or email. And we've got the Dark Lord here to help out with his point of view and opinions because it's always opposite to what I say anyway. So I thought that would be quite good. So
I'm not opposite. We cover all bases. I think we can.
Yeah, pretty much. Pretty much every base. Right, so let's get into this. Let's go on with the first one. Now, the first one that I get asked a lot is this. Is there a difference between a ghost and a spirit? Now, I'm going to let you go first on that one.
I don't know. It defines on what point you're looking from. Because obviously, ghosts are more to the stone tape theory than
Residual.
Yeah.
Yeah, the theory that
Sorry. Don't mind.
The theory that obviously all energy is recorded in stone, where anything that creates an electromagnetic frequency. Now, if you look at the actual textbooks, people say the difference between a ghost and a spirit is a ghost is someone that's passed away, going about their day-to-day business, has no intelligence to it, whereas a spirit is an intelligent haunting. It's something that can interact with EVPs, EMF meters.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And then you get into the realms of like poltergeists and the stuff that we sort of deal with. But yeah, I get asked this all the time. I mean, people go, I've got a ghost. Well, if it's interacting with you, then it's a spirit. You know, there is a major difference between the two. That's the way I look at it anyway. So, got to send a massive shouts out to Charles Malverhill. He's all the way from America. Out to all the people across the pond. Welcome along.
Yeah.
So yeah, there is a difference between ghosts and a spirit. It's more in my opinion, it's more to do with intelligence. If the haunting is showing intelligence, it's more of a spirit than a ghost. I mean, there's the theory that ghosts and spirits are the same thing as well, because the whole a mass energy thing, they're all energy.
Yeah.
What's the word that I'm thinking of? They're basically, it's all soul energy. There's no
Interlinked.
definition between the two, is there?
No.
So
I think we've pretty much covered the basis though when we've had our discussion about it. About there is you can have a separation between them.
yeah, I do believe there's a separation, because when we're dealing with the stuff that we deal with, like the lower level, the monsters, the higher level stuff, they have intelligence, but I wouldn't class them as a spirit either. They're more higher intelligence. So, right, let's move on to the next one that I get asked a lot. Out to Wendy. Welcome along, Wendy. The next one is this one. This one really, really bugs me, because it's a really simple explanation for it. Why is there more paranormal phenomena at night? Well, in my opinion, it's pretty simple. Of a night time, you're sitting in a dark room, your senses, because obviously if it's dark, your eyes are not working, so your ears are more in tune to the environment. There's less distractions around, and this is why more paranormal phenomena happen at night.
Yeah, it's the old, like the old hunting techniques. We used to hunt in the night, so your senses become more alert and everything at night.
Yeah, definitely 100%. And I think also the psychological side of things, like they say, people that are blind, their hearing becomes extremely more advanced. People that are deaf, their eyesight becomes extremely more advanced. I think if you have that sense deprivation as well, the fact that you're taking away the fact that you're sitting in the dark and you can't see, you hear things more, and I think by being in the dark, you're more concentrating on what's around you. You don't have the every day-to-day sort of distractions that you would have if you was to sit there and try and get paranormal phenomena during the day.
You're more focused, aren't you?
And there's that element of fear as well. I mean, the number one fear for any human being is fear of the dark, because it's fear of the unknown, and I think that heightens the fact that the paranormal phenomena will happen as well. So that's my opinion anyway. So it's a good one for you, actually. I get asked this one a lot as well. It says, based on history, shouldn't there be more ghosts than people? I get asked this all the time. People go to me, right, so over the thousands of years, the 2021 years that people have been on Earth, because people seem to think that when it was at 00 BC, AD BC, that's when people started dying. But we're not going to get to that anyway. But they turn around and say, it's over. We've been alive to 2021 years. Shouldn't we be overrun with spirits?
It's the age-old question being asked that. Every paranormal group's probably been asked it 1,001 times. I'm sure. I don't know if Jane's on here or any of the usual lot we have. They'd say the same thing. It's, you always find that with ghosts and all that sort of stuff and spiritual hauntings, they all die tragically and they've got unfinished business.
Yes. Yeah.
They've always got something to still say.
Yeah.
Or they don't want to leave. That's the difference.
Yeah.
95% of people, when they die, they're done. They're ready for it.
Yeah, no, I mean, and also you also have to take into context as well the fact of, I mean, the unfinished business theory. I remember watching that from the film Casper. It's like the kids' film Casper, and that talks about unfinished business. I mean, at the end of the day, I mean, I can't be 100% on what happens when we die. I don't know whether we pass over or if we get a choice. I believe we have a choice. I'd like to believe we have a choice whether we pass over or not. I mean, yeah, based on history, there should be plenty more spirits than there are humans. But Are they intelligent? Do they want to be known? Have they passed over? There's loads of different factors that factor into that question itself before you can actually physically answer it. And the fact that we are not aware of what happens when we die, because you know as well as I do with spirit law, they're not allowed to tell us what happens when they pass over, are they? You know, it's like you can't have a spirit pop up and say, right, on January the 25th, 2074, you're going to get hit by a bus. So, I mean, that automatically influences the outcome of the future, because on that day you'll probably stay indoors wrapped in bubble wrap. So,
yeah, which could then inadvertently lead to something else, which would cause you to die. There's always that entanglement with it all.
100%. Wendy's saying perhaps we are reincarnated. I would agree with that. I mean, Buddhist teachings teach us about reincarnation. I remember you mentioned as well some Hindu teachings and some Muslim teachings also believe in reincarnation as well.
Christianity first started off believing in reincarnation.
Yeah.
But on another different line, there is a lot of evidence and a lot of cases to suggest about reincarnation.
Yeah, there is. I got my missus sort of a reading and last night, and it said that she's an old soul. She's been around for a long time. I mean, you can have past life regression readings, where you find out your soul has been reborn over and over again, and it's that age-old story of deja vu as well. I know we're going off a complete tangent now, but it's the age-old story of deja vu. You know, when you walk into somewhere and you know for a fact you've never ever been there before, but yet you feel comfortable, it's familiar to you. That some theorists would say that's your soul remembrance, isn't it?
Yeah. Yeah, there's loads on it.
Yeah. Anissa Dora's also saying, not all spirits stick around. Some say because of guilt, faith, religion, anger, confusion, things left unfinished. Yeah. I mean, I think with any sort of haunting or spiritual haunting or ghosts or spirits, whatever you want to say, I think emotion plays a big part in it. And I think that I don't think life just finishes. I don't think you just get buried and that's it. But the next question. The next question, I'm going to let you answer this because I have adopted your theory on it. This is the big question that I get asked all the time. Are orbs spirits or ghosts? And I've adopted your theory on this. So I'll let you answer this one.
Yeah, I'm hated for this though. When it comes to orbs, unless it is pulsating.
Like the one we saw in the video at the Badgers, where it caught a pulsating orb.
This is what happens when you get a student.
Yeah, we were watching a video of some friends of ours, and they caught an orb, and it was actually pulsating as it was moving.
Yeah. It is funny because there's a funny story behind this, because I actually met my partner through ghost hunting. She lived in a haunted house and she sent a video over to another team who passed it on to me, and she had pulsating, but not just pulsating, she had pulsating green and pulsating red orbs flying behind her as she was walking around the house. And that's what sort of brought us together, because we're old souls, we're connected, we're meant to be, because in Essex it's quite cool that when you're with somebody you have to sort of join names up. So like, you know, you get that Brangelina thing, so we're actually Millimon, so yeah, it works.
Nice.
Right, so the next question I get asked a lot, and this is another one that bugs me. Why are hauntings only reported more in certain places? It's pretty self-explanatory. It's pretty simple. If a place is significant in your life, then you'll probably go back to where you are your happiest.
Yeah.
And a lot of these historic ghosts, historic people, they go back to where they were happiest. It's 9 times out of 10 big castles, town halls and stuff like that. Graveyards. I get hated for saying this, but I don't think graveyards are haunted at all. Period.
No, obviously, without going into detail with a case that we're dealing with, you get more what's classified as a guardian in a graveyard rather than natural spirits.
Yeah, and do you know what? I've been listening to a story. If anyone fancies it, it's called "They Walk Among Us." It's a podcast by Benjamin Britten. It's an actual true UK true crime podcast, and he talks about a story. I don't know, I can't remember his name now. I think it's Jeremy Levant. He was the head of the British Occult Society, and he was obsessed with what's the cemetery, Highgate Cemetery, and he believed that the guardian, the cemetery guardian there, was actually a vampire. And you remember him because he's the guy that challenged that what's his name, something Manchester, to a wizarding duel in Highgate Cemetery back in the 70s.
Oh,
it was like yeah, I think his name was Jeremy Levant and his name was James Manchester. So Jeremy Levant was the head of the British Occult Society, and the Manchester was the head of some witchcraft thing, and they actually challenged himself to a wizarding duel at the top of the hill in Highgate Cemetery. But the best part about it then was they advertised it with leaflets through people's doors, but on the bottom of the leaflet it says, "You cannot attend this event as it is dangerous."
And this, kids, is why you don't do drugs.
Yeah. This is what happens when you go out picking mushrooms of a night time and experimenting. I'll tell you, the next question is quite a cool question. It's one that sort of made me sit there and think, and I thought, we're going to put this to you. Is there a concept of time in the spirit world?
For the years of research I've done, I would have to say no.
No.
And looking back through past.
Yeah, I would definitely agree with that. But what I would say is, when it comes to spirits, their concept of the time is visual. So, for instance, night and day, the different months, the different seasons. Obviously, they can tell if it's winter because it gets darker earlier. But they don't, because I've spoke to a few mediums when I've been doing the show, and from what I know, they don't. Time is eternal when you pass over to spirit, so they have no concept of time. So they don't see clocks. They don't see. They literally, it's visual in the sense of, if it's light, they know it's daytime. If it's dark, they know it's nighttime, and they can sort of judge the seasons based on what they can see.
Yeah, time is a complete human concept.
Mm-hmm.
I've said it to quite a lot of people, and you get into a long debate of people who go, well, animals can tell the time. No, they can't. They can tell whether it's day or night, dusk or dawn.
yeah. Basically, you couldn't turn around to an animal and go, I'm going to put your dinner down at 3:15. Can you just make sure you're out here ready? They wouldn't have a clue. Not only that, they don't do watches small enough to fit cats. So there you go.
I'd be impressed to see a cat now with a watch.
It'd be amazing.
Pocket watch.
A pocket watch and a monocle. It'd be something like Alice in Wonderland, wouldn't it? The next one's actually is quite a good question for you. You probably be better to answer this one. Is there such thing as the witching hour, and why are negative hauntings reported more at this time?
Well, the witching hour for years was a misconception. People used to think it was 12 o'clock, obviously midnight, and it's not. It's 3 o'clock.
Yeah.
And I can't remember his name. I sat with a professor once, and when I was down Cambridge, and we were getting a little bit merry, shall we say.
Yeah.
And we started talking about it, and it's something to do with the magnetic field shifts at that time.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I've heard this.
And to do with the lining of, obviously, the planet rotation. That's why it's always at 3 o'clock, no matter where you go around the world. It always happens at this exact point.
Yeah.
That wherever you are, when it gets to 3 o'clock, you seem to pass through that like nexus point.
Yeah. Yeah, I've heard about this because we don't go round the sun in a complete circle. It's more of an elliptical rotation around the sun. And because it's elliptical at 3 o'clock in the morning, it's when the magnetic field is at its strongest point, and that's why it shifts due to the way in which the Earth spins around the sun and stuff like that. It's a proper scientific concept, but I think the witching hour, wasn't that created by James I?
Yeah, it was basically to get people indoors at a certain time out of fear.
I think with the negative hauntings that are reported around this time, I think it's got more to do with the pure fact of auto-suggestion.
Yeah.
When you call something
fed into it, aren't you, constantly?
Yeah. When you call something the witching hour, you're more than likely to see and hear things that are negative at that time.
Yeah.
I'm going to be talking to Dr. Cal Cooper next week on the show, and I'm going to get right into this whole auto-suggestion thing. I want to get his side of things because he's a professor of parapsychology, so I want to get his take on auto-suggestion. But with me, I think auto-suggestion plays a massive part in a lot of what we do.
Oh God, yeah, demonology. It's auto-suggestion's a massive thing, but that's because of Hollywood as well.
Yeah, 100%. Like we said before on the show, because I think you're like an 11-star guest now. I think you've been on like 11, 12 times now. So you hold the most stars so far. But we've said on previous shows, like you said, when The Conjuring 2 come out, the amount of people that are reporting to you that Valak was the one haunting them, possessing them, they almost go in trends than that. It's like fads.
Yeah, it'll always be the same.
Yeah. We're talking about animals knowing time. Kathy put up that her dog used to play up at 10 p.m. until she went to bed. I think that was more because he was tired, not because he realised that the big hand was on the 12 and the little hand was on the 10.
Animals can pick up patterns. If you're feeding an animal at a certain time, they'll pick up the pattern that this is when food comes.
Our cat just tries it anytime.
Yeah, unless you've got our cat, which
I'm not even going to go there with our cat. We've got a Persian, and it's literally like the Beyonce of the house. If you feed her, and her bowl isn't perfectly like flat with food, she will refuse to eat for that whole day. She's a proper diva cat. She really is.
Yeah,
if she wants attention,
his meat tiny amounts in just like tiny little cubes. You can't have them like in the big chunks. You have to like chop them up for him. He likes the little delicate amounts.
Yeah, we used to have a dog like that. We used to have a Bichon Frise like that. It's probably a little yappy thing. And he never used to eat unless we used to chop it all up for him. It's mad. And then we had a dog before that decided to chew through one of my door frames. It's like, what the hell? Like, they all have their own little characters, don't they?
That's way.
And Isadora saying as a spiritualist, I think that's been said the witching hour between 3 and 4 a.m. is more active. Yeah, no, I mean, a lot of spiritualists have said that. They've said that the witching hour is more active, and it could be. I'm not saying it isn't, but in my opinion, I think auto-suggestion plays a massive role in that.
Yeah, auto-suggestion will always be unfortunately, a bit of a downfall for no matter what we're doing.
Yeah, definitely. So this next one is definitely a Mr. Winfield special question. I'm telling you that now. This is the one where I just sort of go, if you contact Ben Winfield on Facebook, he'll be able to answer this for you. It is, are ghosts or spirits a religious phenomena?
I've got to walk on eggshells with that one. You know I have.
Yeah. Just don't use the J word, right?
Yeah.
I think
I'd have to say it's equal. But people claim to see, religious people tend not to see ghosts more. They tend to see angels more.
Yes.
But again, that's because the human concept to them is that ghosts don't really exist, but when you die, you become an angel.
Yeah.
Which
heaven
is
and hell concept.
Creepy as hell if you actually look at what an actual angel is.
Yeah.
When you look in the Bible and that lot.
Yeah.
They've got
100%.
Yeah.
100%. And I also think that again, auto-suggestion plays a massive part of that.
Yeah.
You know, if you think about just the bog standard Catholic Christian way of doing things, you know, you have the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. It's all automatically suggested straight away. I think it plays a massive part in that. But also, like you said, it is equal. Because if you look at the sort of natural religions, if you look at Wicca, if you look at spiritualism, if you look at Gnostics, they believe in a massive part of spirits and ghosts. I mean, look at Wicca itself, god and goddess, you know, they are spirits themselves. They also believe in the Fae, which is like the fairy little fairies and spirits that live in the woods and the natural stuff. So it depends. It depends on how you look at religion. Are we looking at the bog standard, you know, 6-7 religions, or are we looking further out? Because I remember you saying there's something like 55,000 different religions out there.
4,200 plus.
Yeah, and that's not including Jedi.
No. Although I think they are officially recognised as a religion.
Yes, they are. In this country, yes, they are. You can officially be Jedi. On my current census form, I am down as Gnostics, just for a laugh. So
I put myself down as a follower of Baal.
Brilliant.
I'd love to see how that's going to come back.
So one day when the next census comes out, we should all just like start our own little cult, you know, something like a Nutellaism. We only believe in chocolate spread on toast.
Well, someone did with the spread monster. That's how that started.
Right, just a couple of things from the guys. One of the lives I visited was in 1940s. I was able to get a full name and occupation, but both names are very common, so the jury is out on that one. Yeah, it will be. It will be. And he's saying, no, religion doesn't play a part in spiritualism. Spirits can hold religious belief, but universally, religion is a human concept, same as time. You know, like you were saying, religion was created by humans. I personally, I'll probably get fucking crap for this, but I personally believe that religion was created as a control for humans. But that's my opinion anyway.
Yeah, it's a very delicate subject, that one.
Yeah, extremely delicate. Jane, welcome, Jane. I hope you're feeling better. Jane's saying if you took religion away, the spirit world would still be there. Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, the concept of what people would see would possibly change.
Yeah, definitely. And Annie's saying once again, people's mindsets dictate what they believe to be real and not. Religion is simply perception, and one that is fairly limited. But I was saying control methods, you know, but that's my opinion, and I'll probably get caned for that, but that is my opinion. Right, we're going to do one more and go into a break, and then we've got a few afterwards. Are Ouija boards a safe form of contact with the afterlife?
Again, we've got to be careful because obviously the case we've been dealing with.
Mm-hmm.
I'd say I've always said yes if you know what you're doing and you show respect.
Yeah.
If you don't show respect, then you get what you're given.
Exactly. And if you end up working on a trap board or you don't shut it down properly, you get yourself into extremely sticky situations. I mean, my mum, who's also she's a spiritualist, she's Wicca, she is a board expert as well. She's been studying boards now for about 10, 11 years. And I mean, she's adamant that you can use them as a safe form of contact if you know what you're doing, if you open and close it properly, if you're respectful to spirit. I think it's the same with stuff like EVPs and using K2 meters to contact spirits. Any form of communication with the afterlife is safe, but it's also unsafe as well.
It's the same with everything, though, isn't it?
Yeah.
If you're using it for the wrong ideas, you're going to get injured.
Exactly. And you talk about intention. I think intention plays a massive part in what you do when you're communicating with spirit. If you, like you said, if you have a bad intention, if you're doing it to, you know, summon the high priestess of, you know, the dark arts, or you want to have a chat with Aleister Crowley, then something bad's going to happen.
Or you know calling on certain ancient spirits.
Yeah, definitely. Definitely. But yeah, all in all, any form of communication with spirit can be safe as long as it's done properly and with respect. You know, mediums talk about, you know, covering yourself in the white light, having protection, that sort of thing, you know, grounded, you know, the tree roots that go into the floor and all that sort of thing. It has to be done in a way where it's respectful and follows, like Ben always says, the laws. So.
Yeah, one day I'll actually write them down. So,
I'll tell you what you can do. You can write them on a bit of metal and then drop them in a random country, and then there'll be an article the next day saying that there is a new monolith turned up from nowhere.
We did years ago, me and a friend who I work with, who works over in Egypt in the Cairo Museum, we was on about writing it all down as a bit of a laugh on papyrus and then hide it somewhere near the pyramids.
And you know, talking of that, have you read the story of the Georgia Guidestones?
You'll have to jog my memory. You know what?
The Georgia Guidestones, they look like Stonehenge, but actually cast on them is rules of humanity. And
oh God, yeah, they're in America, aren't they?
Yeah, they're in Georgia State in America, and it actually states on there that population has to be kept under 50,000.
Yeah, they're set to the right. They like act as compasses and clocks, and supposedly the Freemasons built them, or the Illuminati built them, or everything else built them.
Yeah, and then some millionaire claimed that he had them built and placed there during the night when no one see it. That's a crazy story. If anyone fancies, like, it's a bit more conspiracy than the paranormal, but if you fancy reading something really cool, read about the Georgia Guidestones. They're like mad. Right, we're going to grab a couple of comments off of here, and then we're going to go into a short ad break. Jane likes living life on the edge. She says, we never close the talking board or use protection. I like life in the fast lane.
Yeah, well, Jane knows what she's doing. That's what Jane's not poor there. She knows what she's doing.
Exactly. This is what I'm saying. This is what we were saying. You know, doing it safely, doing it properly, having someone there who's got the experience. Annie's saying exactly. Intent is everything. Like getting high. If you go into it with a negative modest, you're more likely to have a bad trip. If you go a good one, it's more likely to be an enjoyable experience. I don't think I would compare a Ouija board to taking an ecstasy pill, but if you look at it that way, I suppose I can get where she's coming from.
Yeah.
But we got some more questions to answer after a quick ad break. We're going to go into a quick ad break, and then we shall see you guys on the other side. So do not touch that dial. Do not go anywhere.
We interrupt our program to bring you this important message.
I definitely agree with the missus. I'm going to have to shorten that down a little bit.
It's interesting. It's the first time I've properly seen it. It is like I'm expecting like Chernobyl to suddenly appear out of nowhere.
Or some Jeepers Creepers song to start playing.
Yeah.
I tell you what, you wouldn't believe me, but that took me like near enough like 2 months to do that. And I got in so much trouble walking through a forest breathing that heavily when I was recording it. So
Jeez, I don't. That's a story for another time, man.
things I do for this show, I tell you, the things I do for this show is crazy. Right, so we've got a couple more questions to get through, and then me and Ben are going to do our famous babble, as my missus just said it. She went to me, I've only got a couple of questions left that I've got to go through. She went, you'll have to babble then. I went, well, I've got better than the show. And she went, yeah, you'll be all right.
Oh,
She knows us too well. Right, so the next one, this is quite a cool one. What is possession, and is it the same as attachment?
it depends on your levels of what you're looking at. I'd have to say straight off on that. Because you've got different tiers of possession and you've got different tiers of attachment.
Yeah, but I do think they're completely different things.
Yeah.
100%. I would even go as far as saying possession is only something that a extremely negative or demonic entity can do, whereas attachment can happen. You can have a good attachment. You can't have a good possession, can you?
No.
No. You know what I mean? You don't get possessed and then end up going out picking daisies and, doing finger painting.
I don't know. There's bound to be a case somewhere.
That's a Jane's just put out, when I said about going through the forest and actually read, that's a different type of live feed.
That's the one who does it weekends. I'm pretty sure that's pay-per-view, that one.
Yeah, you have to go on my Patreon to have that one.
Fans only.
Also, I think different between possession and attachment is familiar spirits can attach. They can't possess as well. Yeah. So family members and familiar spirits can attach, but they will not possess. And I also think attachment is something that can happen instantly, whereas possession has to be brought on over time. They have to go through the stages first.
Possession can be unknowing and unwilling.
Yeah, 100%. And we talk about attachments. 9 times out of 10, negative attachments are normally through mistakes made. Whereas possession, there has to be like a certain degree of things happening in your life before you can get to that stage, because you've got to go through the infestation, the oppression stage to get to that possession stage as well.
Yeah.
100%. Right, I think we're on our last one.
Just to answer one of the questions in the thing.
Oh, right, yeah, no, I'll stick that up right now. Hold on.
Yeah.
I have a question. It's from Annie. She's saying, I have a question. Is there a difference between being possessed and someone who can channel being taken over?
There is. I can't remember the technical term for it, but there is cases of it being happening. It's basically boils down to what's known as a shared possession.
Mm-hmm.
It is when someone can inherit your body for a small while, but you have the ability to, in a sense, kick them out when they're done.
Yeah.
It's usually when you see like mediums are taken over by their spirit guide for a small while.
Yeah. And I think, from personal experience, I had an experience when I was at Hadley Screaming Woods, which is over in Essex. I was there with my team when I was running about in the middle of the night doing crazy stuff with flashy lights and stuff like that. And we was at Hadley Woods and we was getting through this spirit of like a witchy sort of woman. She had like an upside down pentagram on her chest. We never actually got to the bottom of what she was. And at the time I was just a trainee medium. And I got into obviously talking to her through my guide and stuff like that. And then it was almost as if I'd been asleep for 2 minutes and I woke up. But when I come round, my family members were distraught and they had told me that I had been taken over and was running around this forest and they were chasing after me for an hour and 45 minutes.
Yeah.
And it was just crazy. That was just crazy. That was like, we're never going to get you back. He was running around doing crazy stuff. And I was just like, wow, like that was one of them that was one of them times where you just sort of, I don't even remember what happened. I mean, if I could, I'll probably type up what actually happened. If anyone's interested in that, I'll probably put it in this month's. I do like an email that goes out to everyone that's subscribed to it. I think it's about 46 people that have subscribed to my monthly newsletter, and I do like a personal experience thing. I'm starting from this month doing a personal experience thing, so I might type it up on there if anyone's interested to find out, and I'll get my brother to type it up. I
think I get that email off you. I might have to check.
Well, if any of the listeners out there want to subscribe to it, if you head over to my page, facebook.com, the Demonologist UK, there's a little button that says sign up. Click it, send me an email, and you can sign up straight away. Kathy's saying, we went on a day trip to Oxford Castle. A friend of mine came over funny in the crypt and had a heart attack on the way home a few months later. We were on an investigation, and the medium said he had a nasty attachment that had been with him for months and had probably caused a heart attack. Your thoughts, please.
Yeah, I've known cases of it, and quite a lot of cases like that, to be fair, where the attachment, spirit, entity, whatever you want to classify as, has sat patiently and quietly.
There's a really famous case of this, actually. Ed Warren. He was dealing with Annabelle. If you actually read the book that he wrote, because it's not actually in any of the movies and documentaries, but if you read, he talks about an experience where he was on the way home one night. He had a pre-warning from Annabelle a couple of days before, when the priest had turned up to bless the case that she was in. And it gave the priest this pre-warning that Ed Warren was going to crash and have a major accident, and he actually did. And I think he was in hospital for like 2-3 weeks. So yeah, there are famous cases with that, Kathy, and I would believe that. I don't know. I mean, Ben probably backed me up here. I've had cases before where this attachment has been so tiny at the beginning, and then in a sudden, it only takes one trigger, and bam, it's on.
Yeah,
it can happen. It can happen. So, it depends on your belief system when it comes to stuff like that. I mean, a lot of people say it's coincidence that the medium has picked up on that, but I don't know. I believe in attachments, so it's definitely
attachments are more, not to freak people out, but attachments are more common than people realize.
Oh yeah, 100%. And people feel like they're pets, and they can take them home from an investigation, feed them 3 times a day, and it keeps them happy. It doesn't work like that. It doesn't work like that. From first-hand experience, it doesn't work like that. So, I've got one from Jane. She said, I have found some attachments that latch on to the host as they are compatible with the energy. I've heard that theory.
They're known as leech entities.
Actor Jane as well. She said, I think I subscribed to that, but haven't received any. I have been sending them out. I know for a fact you're on there, Jane, but I'm going to double check it. There might be a spelling mistake in the email, so I will check that. Right, one more question, and then me and you are just going to go off on a random tangent like we do. This is one that I've been asked 4 times this week. So, what is a conduit?
Electronical point of view, engineering point of view, spiritual point of view.
Spiritual point of view. People are not going to be emailing me or messaging me asking for an engineer's point of view. Let's put it that way. I'm a dustman for a living. I don't do with wires.
Yeah, you never know. It's to do with the flow of energy through people. I've seen a lot of people be perfect conduits for spirits and everything from the lower level spirits to some of the higher stuff that me and you deal with.
I mean, the basic definition of a conduit is a vessel. It's a vessel that's able to be inhabited by a spiritual being. Basically, that's a basic definition of it. I.e., Annabelle. conduit.
Yeah.
If you go to Ed and Lorraine Warren's Haunted Museum, which I haven't been yet, but I'm going to take the missus there, definitely. I think she'll enjoy that. A room full of haunted objects. How's that sound? And she's just said that sounds like the perfect holiday. This is why we're compatible. She just wants to go shopping.
Go New York.
Yeah, no, that's I'm going to take her there for hopefully for a 40th. If not, if I'm still broke, it'll probably be my 50th. So I've been there before. It's a mad place, especially around Christmas time. It's crazy. But yeah, no, that is a room full of conduits. Ed and Lorraine Warren's museum is a room full of conduits. That's probably the best way to explain it. Jane's saying it's plastic. Oh God, here we go. It's plastic tracking that holds the electric wire. She's so funny, isn't she?
Jane's brilliant.
Yeah.
She says when it was us lot all on a live feed, it was anarchy, but it was brilliant anarchy.
I'll have to do another one of them. I'll have to do another paranormal debate and just
God,
get like 10 of us on here and we all just talk about random crap. I think it'll be quite fun. I think it will be quite fun. Annie's saying Ed's a lovely fella, but they can't use it as a museum anymore because of the government laws in their area. Actually, Joe, what? That's a good tangent to go off. Let me pull this banner down. That's a good tangent to go off. Because I was reading an article in the Wall Street Journal yesterday saying that there are certain states in America, they've actually made it law now that you have, before you sell your house, you have to give the paranormal history of the house before it can be sold.
Yeah, it has to have a sign on it saying place is not haunted. which I will say is brilliant because some of the people I work with over in America are just rolling in it now. Which is massively lucky for them, but the fact that they also don't take a lot of payments is...
But can you just imagine, right? Can you just imagine you're in America, you go on rightmove.com, you pick an area you want to move to, you go and you see, it says stunning 4-bedroom house with 3 en-suites and 10 acres of land may contain psycho who killed family.
Yeah, but the plus side about America is they've only got 200 years to go back. Could you imagine doing it in this country?
God. It's like doing it in this country would be like, when Snickers write on the Snickers packet may contain nuts. Yeah. We know that we know it contains nuts. You know, it's one of them situations. Like, but I don't think you can. With this country, the amount of history we've got, I don't think you can move into a house that isn't haunted.
No, not massively, no. Unless it's these new builds, but
that's what I was
saying. Haunted, they're just rickety.
Yeah, unless you're moving into a house where the plasterer's walking out the door as you're moving in. That's the only way you're going to get an unhaunted property in England.
That's not a question.
Okay. So Annie's saying his nephew John takes things from the museum from time to time to keep the momentum up, but I'm not sure Ed's all that happy about that. Not my place to discuss the family outside of them being present, though. Yeah, no, it's true. I mean, if I had a collection like that, I'd be well happy. I'd be in there polishing every day. But that's just me.
I know Chris is very protective of a lot of stuff.
Yeah, he will be. I mean, you can understand that 100%. I mean, I've never spoke to Chris.
He's a good bloke. He's a very good bloke.
I've got so many questions for him. If you do watch this, Chris, and you fancy having a chat, we don't even have to go live on air. It'd just be great to sort of pick your brains. Jane saying that is now a question in the UK to when selling your house. I was in our house papers when we sold 3 years. Oh, well, you actually had to state, Jane, in your house papers whether it was haunted or not. That's
weird.
No, honestly, I'm in the same boat because, like I said, this house, crazy things happen in this house.
I've still got the box at the bottom of the garden from the Wales case. We picked up a mirror a couple of weeks ago. These are all. I know it's been a while. I don't know if Jane can remember me talking about it, but once lockdown's over, I was going to bring them up to Hinckley for them to do some research on them.
Okay.
Yeah, this one's currently sat at the bottom of the garden.
Joe, I remember when you come on the first time you come on the show was like September last year, and that box was still at the bottom of the garden then.
Yeah, it's still there. We've had people around that are like sensitive, and we had a medium.
No, we haven't. It's been lockdown, Ben. We haven't had anyone round.
No, in and out.
Really?
In and
Ben,
out.
I'm disappointed in you breaking down these coronavirus. I would never do anything like that.
It's not why it's been one solid lockdown. People forget there has been breaks in between it, where we've had people around and they won't go anywhere near it.
Well, that's because they shouldn't be there in the first place, and you are literally spitting in Boris's face right now.
There was a gap in between lockdowns. People can't remember this. We've not been in lockdown all the way through. Unfortunately, I've worked all the way through, so I've not noticed the change in lockdown.
100%. Neither have I. It's been mad. It has been mad, this whole thing. I mean, I think all the shops are open April the 12th now, and they've got to stay open until 10 o'clock, 6 days a week. So it's going to be fun. It's going to be
all I remember is food stopped. I've been eating takeaways.
No, we've been at home.
Not when I've been at home now.
Kathy's saying my house is only 40 odd years old, but the young lad upstairs has been here since 15. Yeah, that's another thing that we didn't take into consideration. The land can be haunted as well. So
land holds on to a lot of memories.
Yeah, the stone tape theory. What? Where's that not where spirits come from? Land.
It's to do with the aquaplanes. The aquaplanes have been said to hold on to spirit energy.
Yeah, I know that.
Underground lakes and stuff.
I know the water intensifies spiritual activity, but when you say aquaplanes, all I can think of is going down the road in my car at 50 miles an hour and hitting a puddle.
Yeah.
That's what I mean. Yes, that's
try
the house.
Try doing that on a bike. You suddenly get very, very wet.
Only people who live life on the edge and ride bikes. You know, you ain't one of them guys that wear the high visibility jacket that's got the checkered flag at the back and making you look like a policeman, are you?
God, no. I've got an ice hockey jersey that I wear that says Mad Dog on the back.
The missus says, do you reckon Buckingham Palace is haunted?
Yeah.
Ben's probably been there. He's probably investigated it. He's probably got like a massive paragraph written in his little black book about it with sigils that he's seen written underneath her desk.
No, but the bloke who taught me has been there and has that sort of stuff.
If it's paranormal, Ben Winfield has had his finger in that pie, I'm telling you.
I revert that comment. I have never had my finger in any pies.
But you have had it in a cob.
Well, it depends on a cob. Either a bat cob or whatever you guys call it down south.
If you say cob to us down here, we think of sweet corn. But if you say it to you up there, you think of a loaf of bread.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's just like beyond me. This just, I mean, so if I went to KFC up your way and I ordered a corn on the cob, would I just get like a sweet corn roll?
No, you just get a sweet corn on the cob. You get a sweet corn roll. You walk into the local shop and say, or in the local bakery and say, "Can I have some cobs?" They'd pass you 6 cobs.
Joe, it's funny when we were talking about this now. This conversation actually made it onto the lockdown loonies as well, because they're all from up that way, aren't they?
Yeah.
Do you know what I
It's
mean?
you lot. You're a bit special down south.
No. It's just anything further than Haverhill, anything more north than Haverhill is just you need a passport to go there 9 times out of 10. So,
Mate, don't forget, I've been to work near your area.
hold on. Oh, right. You talk about right. She's watching a documentary on Princess Diana. She's saying about that she predicted her own death.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if it's coincidence or not. I'm not sure. You can't be talking about conspiracies on here. You'll get me a Facebook ban. It is a conspiracy. There's a go. Question popped up. Annie saying, "What are the stages of possession? How do they work?" Now, this is where me and Ben get into a little bit of a confrontation because I reckon there's 3 stages. He reckons there's 4.
Yeah, it's open to interpretation, isn't it? Really.
Mm-hmm. So you got infestation, oppression, possession, and then manifestation. I was waiting for that. The way they work, how was it explained? So infestation is the little things, the bangs, the noises, the not so much objects moving, but they're the little things that are not focused around a person. It's more focused around a place. And then the oppression stage is when it starts focusing on its target, and phenomena is increased tenfold. That's when you start getting the scratches. It's when the phenomena becomes personal to somebody. That's the oppression stage. And then possession, obviously, is when it's basically like Ben's 11th birthday party. The Exorcist. That's what it is.
And then after that, you get the manifestation.
And obviously, manifestation is the part where it shows itself. I mean, I was going to ask you that because I've read these few stories about these exorcists that do these exorcisms, and they say that when the exorcism's finished, they like "Be gone, demon," and they see the thing leaving. Would that be classed as the 4th stage of manifestation?
Manifestation is when that happens, or the person that has been possessed will physically see it appear in front of them and see it physically standing there. And basically, it's the puppet meeting the puppet master in a sense.
Another one from Annie. She's saying, I mean, she's asking, would you say that it's always a demon or more often than not a negative human? I mean, I don't know. When we talk about this,
a lot of people because demons aren't necessarily negative.
No, they're not.
It depends on how the case is and what is actually being involved. It's humans that have been seen over the years of being more negative than demonics.
Yeah. I mean, Annie's saying, do you guys know this from experience or text? Both.
Yeah,
100% both. I mean, when you say, would you say that it's always a demon or more often than a negative human entity? I think most oppressions, possessions, infestations, whatever you want to call it, demonic phenomena, diabolical phenomena. I know them as monsters, which are lower levels. You get a lot of lower level stuff. It's the higher stuff that's very rare.
Yeah, to get any one of like on what the class is the High Council, like the 72 and stuff like that.
And Solomon's 72,
it's very, very rare.
Yeah, you'll say about
to be demonic, isn't it?
Yeah, a lot of the time, like Lou's just said, it's humans pretending, or it's the lovely famous mimics.
Yeah, mimics, monsters.
When we look at Zoe, it's a lot of the time it's mimics.
Yeah, definitely. And I mean, like Annie was telling me earlier on today, she was saying that what people don't realize is demons were actually guardians at one point of humanity.
Yeah, well, Jesus Christ, you know yourself, you looked into Ball, and even I've pointed you in sort of the right directions for bits and information. Yeah, he goes beyond everything.
Jane saying, I thought you said it was 68.
there's the Council of 68, there's the Council of 72, there's the Council of the 69, there is the Council of 42. There's loads of these different councils of demonics that have been added into it and then taken out of it. Like, you take into account, just looking at the history of Solomon, the Solomon 72, but then if you read the Tablet of Solomon, it's the Solomon 69.
Mm-hmm.
There's 3 that have been added later on.
Someone needs to make their mind up.
There's been that many over the years.
What it is, it's demonic bingo. That's what it is. They're waiting for one of them to turn up and go, house.
The problem is, a lot of the 72 and like the 69 original ones, a lot of them are fallen angels that are classed as demons. And then you've got demonics that are classed as demons, but they're actually classified as old gods. And
elementals.
It just gets massively complicated.
Like, you should try reading that Ballinger book, The Dictionary of Demons, because I mean, the hierarchy in there is like, this one is the king of the wind, and this one is the lieutenant of the earth, and they control 794 legions, and mate, it's crazy.
The more you pick it up, the more you find different bloody. Oh, I've got a list that's got about 100 different set categories and council members all being in the same different area. The only people that ever stay the same seem to be Ball and Az, seem to be fixated in their positions. Everyone else seems to swap round them.
Yeah. Do you know what? I said to you about reading that book. If anyone's really interested in a really cool book, if you go on Audible at the moment, it's an exclusive on there. It's called The Sandman, and it's about what they call the Endless, which are, there's five brothers and sisters, which are the Endless. You have dream, death, desire, despair, and I can't remember who the 5th one is. And it's about dream, and when he has to, basically, he has his helmet, his bag of sand, and his cloak taken. And it turns out that a human made a deal with a demon to sell him Dream's helmet to for eternal life. And Dream has to travel to hell to meet Lucifer to be able to get his helmet back. And when he actually gets there, the whole hierarchy has changed, and there's 3 of them controlling it. There's Bill, and there's Lucifer, and there's Az. And it's like, wow, okay. And it's actually really, really good. It's really, really good. I just want to quickly, because we've got a couple more minutes. Kathy's saying, when spirits take your stuff, where does it go before it turns up a week later? And I've actually got the answer to this one. What it is in the afterlife, there's like a bring and buy sale.
Nice.
No, Joe, what? I don't actually know the answer to that. I believe, obviously, if we're dealing with spirits and ghosts, they exist on a different realm to us, on a different layer. So I'm guessing that it travels to that point until they're ready to give it back, and then it's given back to us.
It's like the washing machine with your socks.
Yeah. And see, that's a mystery.
But you never get them back.
No, that's a mystery. The missus always does that. She always goes, she'll take the washing out and she'll be like, there was 2 socks in there and now there's only 1. It's either someone stole it or she's washed it on such a high degree of wash they've melded into one.
Yeah.
It's
usually that case, or they've disintegrated completely and utterly.
Yeah, completely. At to Annie, send it over to me. I'll have a read. If it's cool, I'll send it over to Ben, and you can have a read as well. I've got to send you a couple of things actually. The sigil from the other day, I've got to send you that, and a couple of other bits, but I've just been like majorly busy.
Yeah, I need to drop you some information on that one as well.
Yeah, no problem.
That case got passed up to hierarchy beyond me.
Oh, wow. Woo, you go, girlfriend. So this is only part 1. me and Ben will be doing part 2 and part 3 of the paranormal FAQs. To be honest with you,
I didn't know I was getting roped into this permanently.
Well, unfortunately, you are now. Unlucky. Look, you said, you put up on the Facebook, you said, I'll come in for a bit of banter. That's basically putting your hand up and going, yeah, of course, Damon, I'll do a series of 14 shows, 7 seasons. So, Jane saying, I believe the items are taken through the veil to the other side and are returned precisely when the time is right. That's what I'm saying. Different plane.
Time's irrelevant.
Yeah, time is irrelevant.
Well, to us, to them, time's irrelevant. But Jane's more bang on with explaining it. We all know I'm crap at trying to explain stuff.
I don't know. I think Jane's a bit iffy. She still believes in fairies. The last I heard, when her tooth fell out, it's still under her pillow now.
Hey, you'd be surprised. Fairies are vicious buggers.
I don't believe in fairies at all.
Mate, you've obviously never done time never worked in a gay strip club.
No. Funny story though.
Fairies can be.
This vicious. Is a funny story because I used to DJ. So, and I can't believe I'm saying this live on air because this goes out on YouTube as well. But fuck it. I was a DJ. I got booked for a club once in Mayfair, and I went along. Just hoodie, pair of jeans. Got behind the decks, doing my techno set and that. Start dancing away. I look up and I'm thinking, it must be fancy dress. And turns out it was a gay bar and they were having a special leather night. So I never felt, it was, I thought it was a belated Halloween fancy dressing. It wasn't at all. But yeah, I mean, those guys know how to party. They really do. They really, really do. But yeah, so as I was saying, guys, this is part 1 of the FAQs. We're going to be doing some more of these when me and Ben have got some time because we're working and we've got loads of cases going on. It's crazy, but we are going to make time to do these paranormal FAQs. So yeah, it's going to happen again. Out to everybody who's been locked in tonight. It's been really, really fun. I really, really enjoyed it. It's nice to have a show where I can actually just kick back and relax and just have a chat.
Drag me away from the library.
Yeah. I bet Lou gets really, really mad with you because you're just sitting there drawing these things that you have no idea what they look like.
He plays on his laptop. He likes to play farming games on his laptop.
Farming games?
Yeah.
I grew up on farms and that lot, so I like to sit and I can relax on them. It's weird.
Oh, yeah, I will do. While I've got you there, Annie, can you just send me over them symbols from yesterday as well? I want to send them over to Ben, if that's okay. But yeah, that's definitely a northern thing. Playing farm simulators. That's definitely a northern thing.
Call of Duty drives me nuts after a while. I start rage quitting.
Yeah. Well, it's all right. I mean, I'm in Essex, so the only thing we do is we play simulations of tanning shops. So. Yeah, or we just go on TikTok and do random videos. So
yeah.
Annie, yeah, the symbols you sent me over yesterday, if that's okay, I know that they're personal to you. I thought I'd ask permission, but yeah, guys, Paranormal FAQs is going to be a part 2, hopefully a part 3 next week. We're back to normal. I've got to send shouts out to Nigel Higgins and Juliet Smith, who were supposed to be on tonight. We're going to reschedule for that one in the near future. I'm completely booked out to the end of July now. I've got guests on the show all the way to the end of July. It's a mad crazy. Next week I've got Dr. Cal Cooper on. You do not want to miss this one. Parapsychologist professor at Nottingham University. Professor at Nottingham University. So yeah, it's going to be a good one. We're going to be talking about the human psyche, how it affects paranormal activity, how auto-suggestion plays a massive part in things. Yep. And we're going to be getting down with that one. I'm really looking forward to that. Yeah, and don't forget, on its way, the Parameet, the Summer Solstice special. That's in June. Catch my show live on there on a Friday, which I do believe is the 24th. Not sure who I've got on there yet. I did line up a Grey Witch, but that fell through. So I'm looking to get someone very solstice for that one. And also, don't forget, we are collecting for the National Autistic Society. So head over to the GoFundMe, go onto my page, Demonologist UK on Facebook. At the top, posted is the GoFundMe. So that's the wrap for us. I'm out of here. Benbow, thank you for coming on tonight. It's been a pleasure. And yeah, definitely next time. But I'm going to get those bits sent over to you as soon as I jump off here now. But yeah, I've got to go. I'm 11 minutes over, and Neil is probably going to shoot me in the foot with a crossbow for being so late. So, but Neil, it's Ben's fault. Okay.
Oh, cheers.
It's all right. You'll get away with that. I won't. I'll get grounded for a week.
I'm going to disappear back into the shadows now.
Back into the library. But anyway, yeah, this has been the Demonologist UK. Don't forget, guys, every Friday, 9 p.m. live on the HAPRC network. This is bye from me and bye from Ben.
See you later, guys.
Take care, everyone. Take care. See you later. Bye-bye.
Bye.